Everybody, it's Jamey Jasta here from Hatebreed.
Awesome. So you have a couple of new albums out. One is a covers collection entitled For Lions, and a brand new self-titled album. Both were recorded roughly back-to-back. First of all, what made you decide to release a covers album as opposed to including the songs as B-sides or bonus tracks to the self-titled album?
Well, originally we weren't planning to do the studio album with E1, so when we ended up having the DVD go #1 on Billboard and everything started to go well, we figured, all right, we might as well do both, the covers record and the studio record with them. Since the covers record, the majority of it was, had to be finished by Wayne, who had just rejoined the band. We figured, all right, let's try to just, be ambitious and have 2 records come out in 1 year. And so far it's worked out, you know what I mean? I mean, the way that the music industry is, like, all the stores are closing, and I hear next year there's going to be even less stores, so I'm kind of happy that we got 2 CDs out before the stores close, especially if it's going to go more towards, just bigger chain stores or digital releases, in the future. I think we need to be kind of like proactive and make sure we're keeping our name out there.
Okay. With the covers album, you chose bands that influenced Hatebreed, from Slayer to Metallica to Sick of It All and Bad Brains. And in fact, there's even a cover of Refuse Resist by Sepultura, which is an awesome song in itself. How did you choose those particular songs to cover, and what were there other bands that you considered covering but never got around to?
Well, we all just made a list and started going back and forth, like, oh, who do you want to do? What songs are directly influence Hatebreed? What bands have helped us? There's like different factors, like Slayer obviously wanted to do because they've taken us all over the world and wanted to pay respect to them. Metallica we wanted to do just because we looked at it as a challenge and we thought it would be a good way to stir the pot a little bit and make people talk. And that's what you do. Like when you cover someone else's song, you're putting yourself under intense scrutiny. So we kind of wanted to put ourselves under the fire a little bit, see how it felt. But everybody else, I mean, we wanted to do Biohazard, we didn't get around to it. We wanted to do Napalm Death, Matt did the drums on that, we didn't finish it. We wanted to do Entombed because they took us on our first real tour. We wanted to do like Discharge and Exploited and GBH and more UK punk stuff, but we'll probably have to do For the Lions too for all that. There'll be a sequel, so.
I guess I enjoy your cover of Ghost of War, by the way. That's like awesome. In a way, no offense to Slayer, I kind of enjoyed more than the Slayer version.
Don't tell them.
I wouldn't. Well, they scare me.
Dave Lombardo came to the show the other night and gave it his seal of approval, so that was cool. And we, toured with Slayer so many times, asking them to play it, and they were like, no, we don't want to play it, we don't want to play it. So now we play in our set. The crowd's been going off for it, so it's cool.
It's, like I said, it's a really, really good cover. The new album is also one of the heaviest Hatebreed albums to date, and it also adds a layer to the band's sound in the sense that there's a little more melodic singing, which you kind of started doing also, not necessarily started doing with To the Lions with the Metallica cover. But there's a little more singing, there's a melodic instrumental, there are solos, and the album itself is also a little bit longer than most Hatebreed records. Was it which in a way should be weird for Hatebreed, but it's like really, it feels normal, just seems like Hatebreed.
Cool.
With that, was it a conscious decision to try new things, or had working on the covers album kind of inspired you to do newer things with the sound of the band, or?
Yeah, the covers album kind of, we figured, would also serve kind of as a buffer for the new album, like kind of like ease people into the idea of me singing on a couple tracks and Wayne soloing. Plus, we knew that the covers record was going to be like treated like a frontline release, so to do videos and promotion for it, not a lot of bands are able to do that with just a cover CD, so we knew it was going to help us kind of like get our name back out there, because we hadn't been on tour in a year. People knew Sean left, and there's a lot of questions of what was going on with the band, so we figured, let's come back hard, do the covers record, and then that'll kind of set people up for the studio record, which, the identity's there. You put it on, it's Hatebreed, but there's some new ingredients in there too.
Indeed. Also, with the iTunes edition of the record, you recorded Kill an Addict and Filth from Under the Knife. What made you decide to revisit a couple of the older songs in your canon?
Well, we figured that it's so easy to just steal the record, and it's like, especially a lot of these like blogs and stuff, they want to be the first one to leak the record, and they want to, just take all your hard work and just, be the cool blog with it right on their page, months before it comes out. So we figured, let's give the people who are actually going to legally buy it digitally something a little bit extra. People have always asked us to re-record those songs, and if you're going to go on and you're going to go to actually make the effort to go to iTunes and buy it legally, we appreciate it. We just wanted to give everybody bonus tracks for that, and that was really it. I mean, I figured, you get like 18, 19 songs for, $8.99, $9.99, that it was a good value. We want to make sure you give the fans a good value.
Okay. Also, for these couple of albums, as you brought up, the original guitarist Wayne returned back to the band. How did that come about, and what is it like to have an old friend and old member return to the band after such a long absence?
Well, he was teching for us on a whole Supremacy World Tour, so like, it was crazy. Like, he's behind the amps, teching, working. Then when Sean, stepped down, we figured, all right, this is a seamless transition. We don't have to integrate another personality into the fold because we're already hard enough to like deal with, And we figured, why get somebody new when Wayne's right there and wants to rejoin? So it just all worked out, kind of seamlessly and pretty effortlessly, which was good for us because we were able to get right in the studio.
Okay. And as you got back in the studio, since you recorded both albums pretty much back to back, how long did it take to record both records?
Well, the majority of for the Lions was done prior, and Sean did those tracks. Wayne just came in at the end and finished it. But yeah, it was back to back as far as finishing the extra tracks and then going right into self-titled recording. It was about a month and a half, 2 months. We did pre-production at this place called Trotnossel, which is kind of by my house, which made for like a pretty cool work environment, and Wayne was really like fun and easy to deal with in the studio. It just absorbed all the material, so we did a lot of demos. We were really prepared, as far as like recording actual demos, singing over them, arranging songs and stuff. So yeah, about a month and a half. And then we went to Zeus's, and we recorded like 21 songs there with Zeus, and then what made it on the record made it, and now we have some stuff kicking around beyond soundtracks or compilations.
Very cool. So now you're on the road now with the Decimation of the Nation tour, Cannibal Corpse, Born of Osiris, Unearthed, and Hate Eternal. How's it been going so far, and what have the audiences been like in response to the new material?
Well, we come out of the gate with 3 new songs, and that's a pretty hard statement to make, especially when the record's so fresh, and it's like been out about a month and a half, 2 months, and they've been going over really good, and the tour's great. I mean, we've come a long way as a band. If you told me, in '96 that Cannibal Corpse would be opening for us, I probably wouldn't have believed it, but it feels good. We've done the work, we paid our dues, and we continue to do so, and we're just blessed, and we feel like we can now go out and choose the bands on the tour and give the fans more bang for their buck.
Indeed.